So I got Jim, I got Faith. Hey, Snaida, it looks like we're going into the ambassadors program already, huh? Or the Happy Heart School.
Yeah.
So you got Jim, we got Faith.
We got Faith.
Okay.
And we have Kizito.
Pardon, how do you say her name?
Okay, he's Trevor.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Tasha in Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you where I really am. Oh wait. See?
Okay. And this is Faith. No, this is Doreen.
Doreen, hi.
I'm so fine.
That's very good. I'm so happy to meet all of you. Wow. I am Ping An. This is my home office. Tasha is also in her home office right now. Tasha, your screen, Tasha. Yeah. So, Snaida, is this the school in session or is this the Bilberries Blue Lighthouse?
It is school in session.
Ah, this is your classroom? This is your class?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's good, huh? I've been thinking about our youth stewardship program, you know. I think in the end, it has a lot to do with access to education. And then preparedness for the world, right? Society, the marketplace, you know. And then the difference with us is we have the formation, right? You know,
Yeah.
and then the identity of dignity, etc. Right? So that we're grounded in that. But as you can see, a lot of people are not being able to make the webinar, right?
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, I'm just going to go ahead anyway, right? Whoever is ready, we will continue and go to the summer school. You know?
Yeah.
The summer school is a school, but it's a school of life, right? University of life, school of life, you know. And in many of the programs that we were running before, it was always involving children. Even when we were I brought the children to work, you know, and they were listening in like this. And I find it's very powerful because they are actually part of them already being prepared for society, you know, rather than being in an isolated classroom. So I think that's what it is, the whole program. And it's a journey. And yours is very clearly in education, you know, and we already said we're going to remove away all the labels and all that, right? See, Hong Kai removed it from his head. And then he became free. And then he has Bilberries Blue Lighthouse. So yours is very much it's a very interesting one because they also live in the home, right? The students. Yeah. What I'm hoping is that you can share your work in Cambridge next year. I don't know if it's going to be next year, but in the summer school. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we have to find something, right? Because I'm traveling there in September and I want to speak to some people, okay, to kind of formalize the summer school. So I might actually release this video today. Although we have the children on screen. Usually I don't like to do that, but do we have your permission to be able to do that, you think?
Yes, no problem.
Huh? Yeah, because I'm very particular about protecting children, you know. Yeah, from social media and all that. But yeah, so
but I can't restrain them from that.
No. I that's the curiosity and that's the opportunity we're providing them because this is the world, you know. Yeah. So when I was bringing children to work, when I was organizing a lot of public activities, right? with children, and they're around all this age group. I find now that they are 19, 20, 21, like Tasha, right? And we did our micro summit and all that, always with children, you know. I find their transition to young adulthood is that much better prepared. Their sense of reality and their behavior and what is expected of them, and their confidence level is that much more prepared. So I'm actually okay for them to actually join the sessions. Although when in the presence of children, there are certain things we don't talk about. Yeah. And children, if you want to join the meeting, which is very exciting, you need to be quiet, okay? You need to listen. Are you able to do that? Yes? Yeah. This is called a Zoom meeting, okay? Okay, you know why it's called a Zoom meeting? Because the app that we're using is called Zoom, okay? And this is a virtual meeting because I can see you, but we are not looking at each other face to face in person, okay? Virtual versus in person. Can you hear me, Snaida?
Yes, we can.
You can, yeah. So when you mediate, this is called mediating, and mediate is cultural mediation, right? Cultural in a very, very big definition of culture. You need to explain to the students and to the children, okay, what is going on. You know, we don't need to like immediately shush them or anything. You just explain to them and you use the word because as you're doing that, you're already modeling for them, okay? Yeah, in any place that we go to, in any meetings that we host, we have many different people. And the idea is that everyone is a personal culture. Okay. So it continues from the fulfillment of the person. Okay. So it's as simple as that. Okay. So whether they are in school, whether they're at home, you know, whether they are at work, it becomes the same. And if they start very young, they have the words for it. They have the ability to hold themselves, right? Yeah. And we never ever have to really scold them, right, Tasha? So when Tasha was 14, right, we had a like butterfly camp, right, Tasha? Yeah. And we brought the kids out into the park and you know everything. We were doing everything, and we had our own concert and all that. Okay. So the active engagement with real society is the absolute key for so you're looking at preparation for life. So people call it life skills. It's really quite funny, and then they do all these abstract things, right? They set up a stage. Actually, the children, if you start them very young, just let them go into the world and then bring the world into the classroom. It's kind of like, and the more of the reality that they engage with, the more they are prepared for life, you know. And we have to tell them about the dangers, but we don't have to scare them. But it's empowerment. Empowerment has that exposure to it. And so you become the trusted adult in their midst, and you are the mediator between them and the world at large, and with each other. You know, so this one has a lot of Reggio Emilia is very powerful in that, in the early childhood education philosophy. So we incorporated that for all our programs, you know. Happy Heart School is from infants, right? So when the children were young, I actually carry them in the piggyback and just go. So you see all those moms when they're carrying them to different places. So this is the world coming into the classroom, right? So they get exposed. They say, wow, Snaida is my teacher. And then she has this, you know, webinar with an internationally, and we're talking about education, right? So they would have made an impression already. What impression they made, we don't know. But whatever it is, it's got to be positive, and it's got to set like kind of the the tone, right, of what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. Yeah. And then you can use like the session after that, you can say, you know, just now when we were doing this, you know, we could have done this, we don't need to do this. If you're interested, let me know. Let's set up a session with Auntie Peng An or Miss Peng An or however you want to reference me, right? And so you tell them the context of what's going on, so that it's not just like watching TV, you know. So this is what education is about.
Yeah.
Every little thing you're telling, you know. So like when the baby was crawling, you would say, oh, you know, wow, that is hot. Oh, this is warm. This is like, oh, we don't touch this just yet, you know. So these kind of things are actually cueing them regarding how you relate to the world. It's down to just relating to the world. Yeah, you can walk around to show me the school.
Oh, okay. So this is the classes.
Okay.
And we have the little ones in the playground. You can see them.
Yeah.
Now we are on break.
Okay.
So this is the class for the small ones, the normal ones.
What is the age group for this classroom?
This is for 4 and 5 years old.
Wow, it's early childhood. Do you teach in this class, Naida, or is there a different teacher?
There is a different teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How many students are there in that early childhood class?
18. In
18?
that class, we have, we have 2 classes for early childhood. We have one called pre-primary 1 and pre-primary 2. So that was pre-primary 1. They are 16, 18.
Wow, pre-primary is also.
Teacher.
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy to meet you. Yeah, we're learning about your school. Pre-primary 1, pre-primary 2.
Yeah.
Okay. 18 in pre-primary 1.
Yes.
How many in pre-primary 2? 16.
16, yeah.
How old do they start school? At what age? At what age do they start the pre-primary?
Pre-primary 2. 1. Pre-primary 1. From 4 years.
4 to 6.
4 to 5.
Okay.
Then 5 to 6, primary 2.
I see. Wow. So you got about 30, 34. Are these children living in the home, or are these children from outside as well?
Okay, some live in the home, some come from outside.
How many from living in the home?
We are not quite sure.
Snaida, can you introduce the our teacher's name, and then I can talk to her about what this recording is about.
Okay, so this is teacher Eunice.
Teacher Eunice.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Peng An. Snaida is part of the Bilberries Blue Youth Stewards. We have a program, so every month we basically have like a meeting to catch up with whoever is coming on to share what is going on with the program. So Snaida is really amazing. She hasn't missed anything, and her work is education, and we are moving away from using special needs. So we have this other project called Bilberries Blue Lighthouse. And Tasha, say hi to Eunice. Yeah, so Tasha was one of our can I say children, Tasha, when you were 14 in our butterfly camp, where we were really learning how to live a different way regarding education and empowerment for children and all that. And so Tasha is now a Bilberries Blue Lighthouse keeper. So we have a project in a secondary school here in Singapore, and then it's a schoolroom, and we kind of represent maybe like school of life. And then together with the youth stewards, we have a dream of all of us co-founding. Snaida, it's not attending, it's co-founding, okay?
Yeah.
A summer school in Cambridge University. That is our we use their location. It's not a partnership with them. We just go there and then we host our own curriculum. Okay, but that's our dream. Okay, and in that summer school, it's youth stewards like Snaida, okay, through her work, her life work, will share with the world, okay, what the school of life means, and education, okay. And so her representation of this will be the children's garden home and school. So we're making all these videos and we're having all these dialogues leading up to that, so that then
Want to
Snaida,
say
when she
hi?
goes there, we have all these documentation. Hello, oh my goodness. There's so many of you. Oh my, oh my. Wow, yeah, the break is so good to see you outside. Yeah. So Teacher Eunice, we have a big heart for early childhood. So if you have any questions or anything, okay, you can bring in the Washima. Okay, she's really the expert on early childhood, and she's visited Children's Garden. So Snaida, you become like the bridge, huh? Snaida,
Pardon?
you become like the bridge. So we've spoken about Bilberries Blue Lighthouse. What's the plan? We've spoken about Bilberries Blue Summer School. What's the plan? So now we can start looking at the early childhood, the school piece. Okay. Okay, because we spoke about Bilberries Blue Lighthouse. What is, it's a sanctuary. It's a slightly different thing. It's not really a school. Okay, that's a sanctuary. That is like a place for people to be, you know. Right. So this one is Children's Gardens home. You can round up the teachers, have a dialogue, maybe make a list of questions, make a list of what are the things you need, right? What are the things that the children need? What are the things that the teachers need? We can even start a teacher's professional development session during these monthly sessions. You know, I can talk to the experts to bring them in. If not, I can also facilitate the dialogue. I don't think I'm an expert, but having something like that keeps us all very excited and renewed about our work. Don't you think?
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Yeah, and then this becomes your sharing at the summer school. So you have three things, right? So you share about the your education, you share about special needs, right? How you're transforming that and how you're living that. Then you share about the education piece. You're essentially sharing about the age group that you're teaching, but you will actually go to all the different age group. Okay. And then what is really interesting about your work and your life work, Snaida, is that you have a home as well, a children's garden home, and it's beautiful. It's clearly the children are happy, you are happy, you know, and Teacher Eunice is really happy. Like I can see, you know, the sun is shining there. You've got trees, you've got the facilities are really beautiful as well, you know. So all these things.
This is the library.
Okay. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah. How many?
And you see,
yeah. How many? Is there a librarian there at the library?
We have a librarian. This is the one who will be taking care of the personal toys you'll be sending and
Hi, I'm good. Can you introduce Snaida, can you introduce everybody as they come on the screen? We are actually we're recording, okay? Later you can see yourself on YouTube.
Okay, I'm Joyce.
Joyce. So librarian is Joyce. I'm Ping Ann. Nice to meet you. And who is next to you? Who is next to you?
Next to me is
Beatrice.
Beatrice, hello.
Hi.
Do you all look after the library?
No, I'm a grade 2 teacher.
You're a who?
Grade 2 teacher. I teach grade 2.
Oh.
Yes. Wow.
My goodness. That is the core, huh?
It's very cold.
That's the core of the curriculum, isn't it? Gratitude.
Yes.
Wow. Teacher Beatrice, can you tell us something about gratitude? Can you teach us something?
I teach CBC.
Huh?
CBC.
What is that?
Competence-based curriculum. It's a new curriculum in Kenya.
Oh, computer-based.
Competence, yes.
So you're a gratitude teacher and a computer teacher.
No, competence teacher.
Oops. Tasha, are you having fun, Tasha? Look at our adventure, Tasha. Isn't it so amazing? We make so many new friends. So that's how we do it, Tasha. Okay. We never know that today is going to be like this, right? Are you excited about seeing the children? Yeah. So Tasha, what do you think while we're waiting for everyone to come back? What is coming to your mind about today?
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting.
Huh? Here comes Snaida again. Snaida, we lost you there earlier.
My data got over.
Okay.
So I have to use the Wi-Fi, the school Wi-Fi, and it is only in the computer room.
Did Hongkai send you the data, the SIM card already?
We've not received them yet.
Can you text him in the group channel?
Yes, I will.
Under cohort 2, okay? Because even if the shipment he hasn't packed the shipment, he should send it by an envelope, the Gorilla mobile card, okay?
Yes,
okay, we shouldn't delay that.
Here.
Yeah. Huh?
Suleiman is here.
Suleiman, hi. How come he's not logged in today? Suleiman, hello. Are you busy today?
I'm not that busy.
He had a class, so he'll be joining us.
I'll be joining in a short time.
Okay, okay. Are you a teacher as well?
Yeah, I'm acting as a teacher. I'm giving back as a teacher.
So you haven't really found your work yet? Your calling, your life work?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Snaida has, and she's very, very clear, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Snaida, for her, it's very easy when we are going to do the summer school, okay? She has all these areas of work that she can share with the world, okay? And today we're starting to record already. For yourself, what was yours again? Was it education? No. What is your area? Snaida, can you explain to Suleiman what we will
Yeah. I'm dealing with telecommunication and accommodations.
Communication.
Yeah, communication and accommodation.
Okay.
So I'm the one in charge of accommodations. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were actually doing the research on Cambridge, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll keep going. It's a bit abstract right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So if this is the case, I want you to start thinking, imagine yourself being in like a summer school, okay, giving the it's like you imagine you go to a conference and you're presenting a conference paper. That's the equivalent
Mhm.
as a starting point. Imagine if you're giving a lecture. Imagine if you're, what do you want to do in the summer school? Apart from organizing it, okay? But
Yeah.
what materials are you going to present?
For me, I will present is about youth. I have to present challenges faced by youth and how they can cope with those challenges. Still, we have to give the importance of these special children so that they can't be isolated by the families, because most of the families, like Africans, they don't share their these special kids. They normally keep them in the houses, hiding them. So we have to educate them that there is important, and every child has a right, and every child is important. Just guide the situations. So I have to address the importance of having those children, those challenges, and how to cope with those challenges.
If you want to understand more about special children, I think you should join the Lighthouse Project, you know, because Snaida,
Yeah.
Honkai have already jumped in, okay? You can't
Okay.
communicate and represent them if you don't know, if you don't live it. It's a way of
Yeah,
life,
sure.
okay?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we're doing away with all the labels and all that. We found a very nice way already. We
Yeah.
prototype enough and it works already. So if you're okay, where's Snaida?
Snaida. Yes,
Youth, of course, the youth stewardship program, and when you organize the summer school there and you set it, you co-found it, and through this journey, you will be
yeah.
empowered, okay?
Okay.
And as we're recording all the challenges and all that, you know, the editorial board really needs to get going and all that, right? But it's okay, I'm here. This is why the program is like this, okay?
Yeah.
You say I was very hash the other time. I don't know what that means. What does that mean actually? Tell me.
You're very hard that day.
That day I was very hash. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Angry. Is it angry?
It was too much.
Huh? Hash is what? It means I'm
Yeah.
angry or what? Huh?
Yeah, you're angry that day, not the normal days, you know.
Yeah. No, I was very angry about the war.
The sounding. Yeah.
I was raging away. I went crazy. I was so angry. Because the world had peace for so many. I mean, we fought so hard for peace, and then, you know, I was just so angry. But I'm calmer now. Back to being.
Yeah.
I learned a new word, hash. You can put on the hash. Hash means the different thing for a lot of us, you know. Hashtag, we got all the things that we cannot say in the presence of children. But okay, Snaida, Suleiman says he really wants to be able to communicate about, and his concern. He says about youth and special children. Okay, I still don't even know how to use that term because I really don't want to use that term anymore. But I think Suleiman needs to sit in our Bilberries Blue Lighthouse work if that is where his heart is. Okay. So add him into the
He's
panel.
keeping us for a long time. We've been waiting for that trip.
Yeah, so you need to give some heat to Honkai, get the mobile SIM cards over, and pump him some hash, pump him some heat, send the materials over, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, he's of course, I mean, each of you are all lovely, you're all going through all your things and you're still volunteering your time and still doing this work. But the materials are actually sitting in the cupboard. I mean, sitting in the schoolroom. And we need Honkai. What is really important about the lesson is Honkai jumped in without knowing anything. He didn't even go for training. He didn't, you know, and he was very anxious. He's like, oh, I can't do this. Then after every session, when he was kind of facilitating the sessions, he we had what I call the Milo sessions, you know. I actually fed him Milo to calm him down, you know. And then after, and he did a lot of research. The sociologist that Hong Kai is went to read up everything that she could get his hands on in the library regarding special needs, and then he got like very tense. And then after that, as he settled into it, I said, just dump it all, right? I said, who are you looking at in front of you? Who is that person? What's that person's name? Who is she like? Who is he like? What does he like? You know, we get so tense. We get so scared that we don't know how to do. But we're the best of us has that instinct, you know, and it was coming from a place of love, care, and good intent, right? But the very first thing, Suleiman, is, do you know who is in front of you? What's the person's name? Just start there, right? So slowly by slowly, after now, we started in December, now it's June, we're all bonded. We didn't know anybody, now we know everyone, and Hong Kai is so confident now. He still gets, but that's going to be his presentation, okay? And his sharing, and his learning, and his pedagogical documentation. We have a lot of documentation there, but I realize it doesn't make sense for somebody who's not part of the journey. You can use it to share it. So Suleiman, if you want to understand this journey and you want to empower yourself first, forget about empowering others. You got to empower yourself first regarding this area. Every area that you say, I want to do some work relating to it, you got to jump in. A communicator cannot communicate something he or she doesn't know. If you don't experience it, you cannot know it. I can reference a book. I can say Yoda said this, you know. I'm very cheeky, right? I'm just making a point. I can say Yoda said this, quote unquote, but what is the point of it, right? Because that person lived in a different time, in a different place. And this is that person's experience. Maybe that person can share that experience with me. Maybe that person codified it into a curriculum and then issued training materials, issued training certificates. But is that authoritative of what is really necessary for, say, when Keith walked in just now? I mean, I said already, we need all those. We need the science, we need the medical, but where is the starting point, right? Snaida, help me here. Suleiman too. Where is the starting point? Where was my starting point with all of you? How come I know you're so well? How come I know you're so well? You tell me. I didn't know any of you last year. Beginning of last year, did I know you? No. June last year, did I know you?
No.
But now, how come we know each other so well? Tell me.
We've been sharing a lot, and yeah, open to each other.
So you take the same thing. That child that you feel for, that parent that you feel for, that youth that you feel for. You can't reach out to everybody. There's no point giving a lecture. Like if I sit and give a lecture to each of you, right, to all of you together, it's abstract, right? There's no connection. Yeah. I don't know what your heart desires. I don't know what you're feeling. But because I already know you, I know exactly what Suleiman's heart is. Suleiman is a man of peace. See, I remember it.
Yeah,
so you're going to ask me, Pingen, how do you remember it? Right? There's so many of us. 48 of you, right? How do I remember it? How do I remember Tasha when she was 14? I still remember. I remember when Tasha was in her camp, okay? Yeah. Her card that she made. I remember she made cards. I remember her in the concert. Tell me, where's Snaida? This is important for her too.
Snaida.
Snaida, yeah.
She's coming.
Yeah. Snaida, I just asked
Yeah.
Suleiman, how come I can remember that Suleiman is a man of peace?
Because he talked about it.
Yeah, but how come I can still remember it a year from then? Not even a year, yeah. But so you have to make a commitment and an effort. There's no heart connection if you don't remember what the other person is saying, because everything that the other person is saying is what that's the person's voice. There's no participation if I don't honor, So the heart of hosting a classroom, hosting a place begins with just people's hearts. That's why it was Happy Heart School, right? So you see, as you're talking, I can now remember teacher Beatrice, can remember teacher Joyce, I can remember teacher Eunice, I remember Jim, I remember Faith, I remember Trevor, I remember Doreen.
Yeah.
It's every person is a person. A lot of the problems will go away if you just begin there. And then you will say, who desires to do this? Then you see, oh, maybe this person can do with a little discipline. Then you highlight to that person, I think maybe you can do with a little bit of discipline. Or that person is saying, maybe your math, your computational mind needs a bit of retraining. If they're older, once you highlight to them, they'll start thinking, right? If they're very young, you start to look, how can I support that person? Or you analyze the whole thing and you say, what's the best thing I can do to support that person? Maybe the person is struggling with shyness, because it creates a lot of anxiety. Then what can I do? Like that only. So you have a notebook that you carry and you just write down and you think and you reflect. Because Snaida is very reflective. She knows when I ask her, Snaida, what the names, what are they like? She's like, she knows it. Don't have a problem already, right? Then I ask, what do you need? Then she makes a list. So same thing with you, Suleiman. You have a goal for these things. You got to start tabling out. What is the goal that I want to achieve? What is realistic? And I keep framing it for you guys, right? You say I repeat to Snaida. Snaida, when you go to Bilberries Blue Summer School, there's one part that we are all co-founding. That means we have to organize the whole thing. That each of you already have the areas you're as an organizer. Then I say to you, now you imagine you're standing in the lecture room, okay, in Cambridge University. We can book that hall, okay, or in any location, maybe on the way to UK also, because you have to project a dream. What is it when you stand there, you want to tell the world? Not just tell. Why are you there? What do you want to engage? It's not just show and tell anymore. By the time you get there, it'll be year 2 already of this program, right? Imagine from the first day we met and until now. Isn't the way you're engaging with the world change? It's not about show and tell. There's no point going to a TED Talk conference. There's no point going to any conference and present a paper and go back and the world doesn't change. The world around you doesn't change, right? So what you want to do is you do it now already. And then when you get there, right? What is it that you want to do more? Why? Why did I set that goal for all of us? And why was the opportunity set and open up? It cannot be my project, right? I've done many projects in my life already. Okay. Right? It cannot be my project. It cannot be me telling you what you need to say. Suleiman, what's coming to your mind now? What's coming to you now?
Now I'm thinking that before you choose something, it has to come deep in your heart. You have to have passion in it. You have to set goals, objectives. Why are you taking such a course or such an objective? The results, you have to measure the negative and the positive ones. How may I cope with them? That's what is coming from my heart now. That you don't have to choose just to choose. You have to choose knowing that this I will face this. I will have to control it like this. So that's what I'm thinking now.
Can you write that down? Can you watch this video again and just write it down based on what you said? Write it down. Writing is very powerful. You're a communicator. You have to take effort. Everything you say you want to do, you have to take the highest effort. So if you want to be a communicator, what are the modes of communication of humans to humans? And you have to build it.
Yeah, you have to build it.
You have to build it. But you can't talk about it. When, Snaida, you see how? No talking. Build it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what to do. You guys are young and healthy, as I can see, and vibrant. Don't wait. You know what to do. And you have such a beautiful place that you're taking care of, Put in the energy to do it. You don't dream. You don't wait for saying somebody's going to come and do this for me. No, nobody. You don't want to end up much later saying, I should have done this. No need. The opportunity is given to you. The opportunity is given to you now. The world stage is kind of out there. This is already recorded and put up, right? So the more you just sit there and talk about it, it's not here. People are not hearing it anymore. But when you weave it into your life as a living thing, it doesn't even need to be communicated anymore. But as a communicator, you need to keep your skills very sharp. What are the modes? Okay. How is the social media working? How are people communicating? Okay. Where are the areas where there's always a miscommunication? And that's why people fight, It's miscommunication, misunderstanding. It's emotional, right? And you have to understand that. Peace, Suleiman, is between. Tell me what peace means.
Peace is a state where there's no more fight, there's no more quarrels, there's happiness there, there is understanding, there is that mutual understanding. Yeah, that is peace.
Do you think it's ever possible between humans with egos?
Humans
with egos.
I think no.
Then why do you define it like that? Define a pragmatic. A pragmatic. What is really peace? Go again.
Peace is a state where there's no fight anymore. There is harmony among two peoples or two parties. There's that understanding, and there's no quarrel anymore. So that is peace.
Like us, we're at peace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I find that for me, I have to come to at peace with the world.
Mhm.
But it took a very long time, you know. Are you at peace with the world?
Yeah, but you know, you find there's different people, the world. So yeah, but you try, you keep trying. Although it is hard, you have to keep trying.
Yeah, especially at the moment in Kenya, or most of the people are not at peace. Okay, not really fighting, but that peace of mind, because most of the things, especially foodstuffs, the prices has gone high. There is a lot of noise. People are making a lot of noise because of the elections, and I don't think most of the people are peaceful.
Yeah.
I'm coming to feel that it's a very personal choice at the end of the day, because, you know, when you're born in life, right? Of course, different people have different starting points and different people have different support level. We cannot trivialize that, right? But I think at some stage, it's like, you know, there's so many different things that could make you upset and not be at peace. And it's almost like a practice, right? It's almost a practice where you say, okay, I'm going to come back to peace, right? Because if you're not
Yeah.
at peace, if you're not at peace, what are you, Suleiman?
We are not.
If you're not at peace, what is the state that you're in?
I think if you are not in peace, you are in disunity, disagreement, fighting,
Unsettled.
stress. That is when you are not in peace.
That's not well-being, right? We are about well-being, right? The simple goal of being in a human existence is to be happy, right? That's what you say. To be at well-being. So this is very interesting. So Suleiman, I think your life work is about peace, you know. Very interestingly.
Yeah.
Snaida, do you believe? Are you getting that sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that your passion, Suleiman?
Yeah, it's my passion.
Yeah. To bring people
to bring people together. Yeah, to bring peace, harmony among people, that understanding.
So make that your topic, okay? Make that your topic. So we have organizing skills, which I think you won't have a problem communicating or sorting out the accommodation. Okay. I want to see how you can build communication tools, okay, to organize everybody. Okay. So what I used to do is I set up all these challenges for myself to build my own skills, you know.
Yeah.
Every project I set up, I'm like, it's a challenge. One challenge after another. I finish it. And in COVID, I say, okay, let's go global. Okay. Because in that challenge, you develop your skills. And in that challenge, you discover what are the challenges, the real one. And in that challenge, you make new friends. You know, like Tasha and I didn't know each other. Tasha, how many years have we known each other, Tasha? Tasha, are you still there? Tasha, how many years have we known each other, Tasha? Tasha, how many years have we known each other?
8 years.
8 years. Wow. So you can't have peace with another person if you don't know the person.
You can't. You have to know the person so that you can make the peace. You have to understand that person so that peace can come. You know, you have to understand what he or her loves, he hates, so that there can be peace.
So Snaida, back to education, right? And back to your question about knowing about youth challenges and special children and all that, right? What did I say earlier? Get to know the person, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the outcome again?
You know the person. The outcome's peace.
Peace out. That's the outcome. When you prepare somebody for life, right? And in engagement in the world, what's the outcome? Peace, right?
Yeah.
In between, and a peacemaker, isn't it? There's no point existing in the world and become all like a trouble stirrer and all that, right? So if there are in the classroom 2 people, say you just take 2 people makes a class already, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, you alone also makes a class because you're learning about the world. The world is also teaching you. Yeah. The fact that you're existing, you're a student already. So this is what the lifelong learning is. So you get to know each other. So you have a class, and then you arrive at peace, right? Because you're a community. It's the I in the community, right? So what are the skills that is required? That's what school is about. learning skills. Not curriculum, you know, those things are fun. Those things are great, you know. Being in a school is great, but what's the deeper definition of a school? If you listen and you write this down in your own words, in your own diagram. Tasha, are you listening? Can you draw something for me later and post it to the group about our dialogue today? Yeah. Not passive listening, Tasha, okay? Because you can do this too, Tasha, because you told me you also want to be involved in the lives and education of children, remember? I'm making you all very serious about what you say you want to do with your life and your life work. You like it? Because if you don't get serious or get deep into it, it's just going to float. You don't live life like that. Not for the 3 of you. The 3 of you are very serious individuals. Age is not. Age doesn't define that person, you know. It's the seriousness. I just love the look on your faces, you know. It's a determination. You look into the mirror when you're 50, it's going to be the same. Okay. Because when you have that, that's your core already. Okay. We start simplifying it. And that's why I'm here. Okay. You just get down to it, right? Simple. Put on a piece of paper what I just said today. Your understanding, Suleiman's understanding, Snaida's understanding, Tasha's understanding, and whack it into cohort 2 group. Okay. Wake everybody up a little bit. You know? Because when you live like that, suddenly everyone starts to live like that. Because you're still so busy, you know? What's so difficult? When you drill down to the root of it, then just define it. Get your day in order. I told you, right, Snaida? That's all you need. 24 hours. You can work your 24 hours, you can work the rest of your life. Nothing to discuss with anybody about it. You cannot work your 24 hours. You cannot live. You cannot even help somebody anchor their day. You know what I mean? As a young adult, if you can't anchor your own day, tell me, what is it that you're doing with others?
You are doing the same.
Huh? You're doing what?
The same to others.
Yeah. I love it, Snaida. You're so precise. Then you teach your kids what? You teach your kids what? Nothing.
Yeah.
Floating, right?
Yeah.
Disorder, disharmony. It starts there. If you are not grounded, that's why you start fighting. You're not grounded. You ground yourself first, you know? Talk about your own day first. If the neuroscience is telling us kids need to sleep, adults need to sleep, why are people not sleeping? The rest is just talk. There's trouble, they're plotting, right? Drugs is bad for you, alcohol is bad for you. Why are you still drinking it? What's that all about, right? So it's not that difficult, you know. It's not that difficult. And then if you have a brilliant human mind, right? How come you don't apply it by reading? How come you don't apply it by doing the early years, or the children start reading to them? Maybe some cannot read. Then what can we do? How do they communicate with the world, right? So it's not one track. So communication, okay, let's go back to communication. Need not be text. It can be pictures. It can be gestures. Okay. So how come when Keith walks in, I can understand him? I understand him. Then those people who spend a lot of time with him understand him. I remember Alan. At first, you can't really understand him. Do you understand Alan better now? When he speaks? Yeah. And see how amazing he is. He can type on Zoom, We don't ever take that for granted, Gratitude, right? We have gratitude teacher just now. So when you're an educator or a facilitator, or you're a facilitator of peace, actually, Snaida, what I'm seeing is an educator is actually a peacemaker. It's a teacher of peacemaking.
Sure.
That's the outcome, right? Because if your class is not in harmony, what are they learning?
Nothing.
Yeah, why do you say that, Suleiman?
If there's no harmony, there's nothing there going on.
Say that again. Explain to the world why you come to that conclusion or observation.
Okay. As an educator, you're the first officer to preach that peace. But when you are there and your class is not in peace, what you are teaching is in vain. They won't take it. Everybody has different thoughts and everything. So first you have to preach that peace. They have to come together in their mind. They have to say, yes, it is. But when there's no peace, you are doing nothing there. Just doing a zero work.
Yeah, but what if they can still read, they can still count, they hand up their homework?
Okay, you can do that. You are doing your homework, you're doing your whatever, but there's no benefit there. Benefit comes when we are together, exchanging our minds, knowing that we're in peace with that person. So that's the benefit coming from there. Benefit comes when there's peace. When we change ideas, we have to change what you know, what I don't know. That is peace.
And also, from the definition of learning is the process by which a person acquires skills, knowledge, and attitudes. So if you are not acquiring, okay, maybe you can acquire the skills, but if you are not acquiring knowledge, you are not acquiring the attitudes, the process of learning is not complete. But the moment you are able to acquire the knowledge, you are able to acquire the skills, and you are also able to acquire the attitude, the process of learning has taken place. And if there is no peace in class, you are not settled. I mean, your state of mind is not okay. So acquiring those skills and knowledge is not possible. Yeah. Same to the teacher. If the teacher is not at peace, maybe the teacher is stressed, she won't be able to deliver.
Yeah.
But the moment the teacher is at peace, the process of learning is taking, yeah.
You're right. So you anchor the heart, isn't it? The heart has to be at peace. If not, your brain is just in stress. So for children who come very differently, their brain maturation may take a while. Okay, so that's why I bring it all back to neuroscience. So whatever labels that people put on, and then they send them to medical, they start scanning their heads and all that, right? It's if you want to put and normalize somebody that you already know is not on the distribution curve, and you keep forcing it, the person's going to get even more distressed. And the parent's going to get distressed. My personal observation of all these 15 years in this world is, in this journey, is essentially anxiety. So even when I go to the parent and say, okay, it's fine now, you know, he or she, this child has found a place in the school. Say, what about if I'm not around? I'm like, you have chosen to live in anxiety. I can't help you anymore. Because just because you have a child that you don't understand, right, or you cannot accept, then you choose to live in anxiety. If the parent can accept it, they will start doing something about it. It's their own anxiety that they have to manage first, because they have an ideal, they have a expectation, you know, but they don't know, they may not know the child, and the child is still waiting and waiting. Do you know who I am? Do you still love me? Can you accept me for exactly who I am? You know, or do you still want me to be able to do this, do that, right? So can you see? All parents, all teachers have this problem with children, right?
Yeah.
And all they have, and all they have is joy, eagerness, you know, and then they become sadder and sadder, right? Because they say, I don't fit, I don't belong. And a lot of the problem of then rebellion and all that comes later, right? And the challenges, and they isolated and they go run away and all that comes from there, because they're not accepted for who they are.
Yes, we also have such parents. Like, I have one who has a child with cerebral palsy. So they are hiding the child in the house, and they are not allowing the child to even to get out of the house. The child has never gone to school for the last 14 years. So the parents are in denial. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real. The pain they feel is very real. The grieving they feel is very real. I mean, I'm a parent myself, right? And it will take them to the level of complete overhaul of their life before the pain disappears. So I say that to therapists and all that. They invite me for talks, right? And I put myself through it, and I honestly ask myself, right? If I were to get through this, right, then what is the real journey, right? The real journey is, it took me overhauling my entire self. That's how the inner work has to be, you know. So if you don't have the tenacity, right, you won't be able to complete that work. So a child like that is actually a gift for us to change everything, our assumptions. Like, so Hongkai was quite fast because he's young. I just fed him a couple of Milo drinks, you know. But even then he went berserk. Well, why is it like that? It's never gonna be. I'm like, just stop. You know, who is it that's bringing our own worldviews into the space, right? And what is that situation triggering so much confusion, or, you know, unsettledness in yourself, right? What is it, right? And you have to kind of confront it, whether it's the parent or the teacher. I mean, you can't expect a child to do that. Whatever I'm saying to you, you can't say to the 10-year-old child, you need to do this. No. Their maturity and their brains is different. You know, I can say it to you because both of you are very mature, even for your age. Okay. And Tasha has fallen asleep. Look at poor Tasha. You know? Yeah. So because it's hard for her. Tasha, hello, Tasha. How much did you hear, Tasha? Are you very sleepy today? It's okay. So 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 so, so Suleiman and Snaida, can you see this whole journey that we're embarking on, right? It's to never stop, right? You say it's to keep trying, and opportunities just have to be there. If we say no, it cannot be done, then the opportunity immediately closes already. Then if a parent 14 years, Keith is 15, can you imagine, right? The difference, right? I don't know anymore, to be very honest. When I was the earlier days, I was like, I need to help everybody, you know. But I'm at a point where I don't know anymore. So you guys help me out. What do you think? I don't know anymore because I've tried so hard to reach the parents. I've tried so hard for the teachers. The teachers, okay, they say, all right, you just give me a schoolroom. It's okay. Inside the schoolroom, I can live the way we live, and then the teachers can observe us. But it's they want to keep to what it's been trained. They want to feel that they're empowered, you know. But my personal simplicity is very simple. Yeah. You're going to say something, Snaida?
Yeah, sometimes when you want to help, sometimes you get to a point where you can't help more. For example, for me, as I have told you about the children, you see children with cerebral palsy. Okay, despite the fact I might want to help the parent, but you see children with cerebral palsy are a bit delicate, and they need a lot of services that I might not offer. Maybe I might tell that parent to bring the kid at children's garden, but you'll get the child won't be able to get other services like, let's say, therapy, and they need it a lot, especially the speech therapy. You see, and we don't have that service at the moment at children's garden. Again, I also have one parent who has a child also with cerebral palsy. The child is 10 years old, and the school the child is going is very far. She's paying like 3,500 for transport of the kid. So the school is so far. So she was telling me that the kid has not been going to school for the last 1 month because she is no longer able to provide the fare, the transport for the kid. So, and I was telling her to bring the kid at children's garden, but again, you see, the kid needs therapy because the previous school, they have all the facilities, they have the therapy, they have the audiologists, they come. So you see, it becomes a challenge. Despite the fact you might want to help, it sometimes reach a point that you can't help anymore.
I reached a point where I couldn't help because the emotions of the parents couldn't change, right? So you reach a point where the physical services, because cerebral palsy, they really need to work the muscles every day, because I have a friend who has a child with cerebral palsy, and she has to do it every day at home. But she's managed to empower herself, and she has resources, right? But you know, it's Keith's one of Keith's best friends, you know, but during COVID they didn't see each other, you know. And if you hear Eddie's story, it's just incredible. He started walking only around maybe 13 years old. He was on crutches and all that. When the first time he walked on his own, It was incredible, you know. And we played football, and he would be in his crutches, we were learning how to walk. And then Keith used to have a play date with him every Friday, right? And then we found out that play was the thing for children. It overcomes all their challenges, you know. And they will go hike up into the hills, Snaida. And in the early years when the parents weren't really sure what to do, we brought them to the hills. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, you know, how I'm going to live this way. And a therapist did come with us, and they showed us the way, and there was no different. The siblings started to carry the children, and then we went hiking up the jungle, the forest. Yeah. What I found is continue the life rather than saying that the therapy is not there, the services are not there, and then start to feel that the journey is daunting. Just continue the life. So if it's easier, it's better for those children to be at children's garden, even being amongst children, they're still learning, than to be at home. Then just offer it. But you set the expectations of the parents and say, okay, we don't have these services, you know, but these are what we have, and it's still beneficial. And then maybe the other children learn from this child.
Sure.
You know how tenacious it is. These children are very tenacious. Children with cerebral palsy are very tenacious. You know, because their minds are clear. It's a body thing. But if they don't get the exposure, then it becomes their mind are also not exposed. Yeah, many. You go look it up. I mean, I don't need you to look it up. I mean, it's like my journey, you know, just seeing Eddie inspires, you know. Of course, Eddie's mom inspires me as a mom, right? But Eddie himself inspires easily anybody. And then when Keith gets naughty, right? It's Eddie who will tell say, Keith, don't. You know? Yeah. And then it's like and Keith will listen to Eddie because Eddie is one of his best friends. So the friendship, right, transcended everything. So let's go back. So you mentioned services. I mentioned anxiety, right? Then after that, we went back into getting to know the person. What did I just say? I said it, you know, actually I gave the answer. It's friendship. It's actually beyond peace. It's like I sit down here, I'm at peace with you. Okay. But what's the next level that makes my heart glow?
Can we talk about trust?
Yeah, trust. Yeah, you got to have the trust. But I can trust you. So what? So what? Does that make my day exciting?
I think trust is another level that can take your heart still, because you don't have to trust anybody. You don't have to trust me, but you have to trust me again. So before you trust, know the person you saw that you can trust. And again, still trust comes from peace. The words working together. So when you trust, there's peace, there's friendship. There's that. Let me say that trust can take you another level.
So the play date and the so Snaida, maybe it's as simple as offering trust and just allow the situation to take it itself to another level, rather than thinking it needs this, it needs this, you know. It doesn't have it. We can want this, want that, but it doesn't have it. Then what's the next thing we have to do, you know? You can't just say, oops, I don't have what I think I need, then I don't do anything. Cannot, right? So what's the next thing that we can do, right? But you're right, we cannot do it for everybody. So I think we have to make peace about that too. You have to be at peace. I became at peace about that. And I think my place of peace was essentially it's like it's acceptance. It's acceptance of like, wow, the world is like this. So I told you all my story, right? I set out as this child who wants to change the world, right? Then now I'm 52, right? Now I said, maybe the world is just like this. And maybe I find that I can find the beauty in it. That maybe we're all here to learn about life, you know? So I become philosophical. Because if I don't become philosophical, I cannot find my peace. And then I start to learn a practice. So a lot of people say, how come you're happy, Pingen? How come you're happy every day? I say, I get to sleep. I need to sleep. But when there are a lot of challenges, okay, sometimes I get like hash, like you say, you know, but after that pause. But I think I found a way to make peace, but not just peace. It's beauty for me, you know. I think beauty is so important. So it's a bit like gratitude. Like what it's like the final tool that you need to have. Because when you don't have anything that can solve your current problem, you have to have something in there that can hold you in beauty, right? Because it holds you in peace. It's just but it needs to have still the positive fire, right, of life, you know. You can be at peace while you're like, okay, I'm just one with the universe, and it's not. It's you're representing life, right? If you're representing life, then what is that core in the highest of your adversity? What do you think?
You asked. I think the only way we can make peace is if we be more understanding towards others. I think that's the only way we can make peace. Because if we don't be more understanding to others, then sometimes it can lead up to misunderstandings, which leads to sometimes arguments. So I do think it is important for us to be more understanding to others.
Ah, look at this, how beautiful this thing is. Understanding. The bridge is understanding. If I know you, between two people, I want to get to peace. I said, what are the skills that you need to learn? Skills, tools, knowledge, attitudes, right? We went through a lot of things, right? Trust. It's just down to understanding about the world, understanding about science, understanding about art, understanding about emotions, understanding about the other person. So we said about education, we said about learning, right? Snaida, what do you think now? Can you summarize?
I think another way you can make yourself be at peace is accepting. You accept, okay, there are some things you can change and others you can't change. So the moment you are able to understand, I have to accept this, I have not to accept this, I think you'll be at peace. For example, maybe you are facing a situation and that situation is beyond your control. So you just accept it is beyond your control and leave it. And that you are able to change, you make a change, and that's all.
What if that kind of thinking makes us too passive? Things that you can change. Maybe it comes down to that, huh? Things that you can change, things that you can't change.
Okay, there are those things that you can't change, and there are others you can change. For example, for now, okay, I can't change the fact that there is war somewhere. I can't change. That is beyond my capability. But there are those things that you can change. For example, maybe the kid is hungry in class and you have some snacks, you can give the kid. So that is a situation you can change. Yeah. So I think if you understand those things you can change and those you cannot change, you are able to create peace.
Simple answer.
And also accepting people the way they are. Okay, you have to understand we are different, and each and every person has his or her own interests and like things they love. Yeah. So if you don't accept them the way they are and accepting some of the things you can change from them and some of the things you can't change, don't think you will be at peace.
Yeah, if you're not at peace, then you're not teaching anything, like what we say.
Yeah.
So if you're at peace, it's I guess acceptance is like it's understanding, because you can discern what you can change and what you can't change. It's not like giving up. So the higher ability that we're talking about, right, is it's very integrative, you know. It's very holistic. It's the ability to be very calm. Okay. Somebody, they're all trying to get me at work already. So summary of today's discovery. Did you find something different from when we started and today? 1.5 hours. I think I shifted for me. What about yourselves? Did you shift? Did anything shift or change inside you?
Yes, for me, there is the fact I've understood about peace and how I can create peace with people. And yes.
Me too. Me too. It's powerful. It's a very powerful empowerment. Huh? Because we were talking about all the problems. Snaida, we're always talking about all the problems, right? So suddenly Suleiman comes into the picture, right? And we started talking about peace, right? And then we got that commonality with Tasha as well, right? And it's powerful, Suleiman. Okay, so write it down, clarify it, keep talking to people about it, but it has to be facilitated in a way that there is a real shift, you know, and empowerment and positive. So that means in any classroom. So now I ask you back this question, right, Suleiman? So do you have a solution for youth challenges and special needs situation?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. And what's the solution? Huh?
First, the solution is finding first the problem. You have first to find the problem where it is. Second, you have to solve it. It will depend on the problem.
No, we talked about all the problems already. I find that, Snaida, we have a solution actually, which is kind of the real solution, because all the other solutions, we will never be able to find it for every person 100%. We're all stressed out about a non-solution. Think about it. It's never ever going to be perfect. Never ever going to be a perfect world. Right? So if we were to empower ourselves, right, in all these spaces where people are so stressed out and challenged, it is about this. 24 hours, find your own peace. Find your own peace. And Snaida has the answer. Accept the things that you can change. Accept the things you cannot change. And Tasha has the answer. Understanding. And you just keep trying, keep going. But you have to be at peace. Because if you are not at peace, you do nothing. You teach nothing, you do nothing. You're just going in circles. So we ground ourselves. Okay, we ground ourselves. Hold this nugget again. Okay, perhaps the summer school message is as simple as this. You see how I like simplicity? That's the real end goal, to live well. Means like this, you know, not all those things that we are seeking. Huh? That's what Bernie is saying. She's in her late 70s, right? She's giving us such a golden gift, right? She formulated all these milestones for her to look at and all that, right? But now we can go back to her. Bernie, we found a simpler answer. But you have to do all these things to find a simpler answer. But isn't it great? Like both of you, how old are you, Suleiman? What age are you?
What?
How old are you? What age are you?
21 years old.
20?
21.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snaida?
25.
25. My gosh. Tasha, how old are you, Tasha? Tasha?
23 and 23 this year.
Yeah. So you are all wise souls, huh? Old souls. Simple answer. You won't be lost in life. You won't be lost in life. But you just get back to it in this space, you know. Yeah. I took 52 years. I'm a bit of a slow learner. Late bloomer. No, I'm serious. And all those years I was unsettled, restless, you know. So but the restlessness makes us do crazy things, right? But then in the end, it's really about a mirror of ourselves, right? That we hold to ourselves. Yeah. So I'm glad this session is recorded. I'm gonna put it up. Sounds a bit serious, but I like it because I think simple doable answers is a place of very good hope for people, especially in our world right now where there's so many things going on. So maybe being able to offer this is like more valuable than all those things we are trying to do. It will never be enough. The money will never be enough. The knowledge will never be enough. Right, Snaida? The
Yeah.
services will never be enough. Right?
Yeah.
But if we say you can find peace, simple answer. That's what I mean. That's the solution. You go to any places, right? Suleiman, why are you going to communicate to people having youth challenges? They are challenged. They are having challenges. They're stressed. What is it that you're going to communicate? You call the days you call out to that, you know. So what? Everybody is stressed out. So go to the answer. Go to the answer. Please, just go and whack it in, okay? You do not need to formulate the challenges. They know their challenges. And then you ask them, what are you going to do about it? What is your 24 hours, okay? Make it even simpler, yeah? What's your next 3 hours? Okay, like 12 hours. I ask you to sleep and bathe and brush your teeth. Make sure you get everything together in 12 hours. You only have 12 hours. Take away them. So you take 24 hours, you put the sleep time, you put the meal times. What's the rest of the time? Ask them what they do with it. Snaida, isn't this the same formula for the children? I thought you put up. Huh? What do you do in the toilet? What do you do in the kitchen? What do you do? I mean, it's just like that. You know, then the rest of it, you go to work. How much are you making? Is this what you're making? Is this what your family needs? Don't talk about anything in between. If you want this, you want to make the money. If you don't think you want to make the money, you don't want to do the work, then don't ask for this thing. Right? You want to learn about a career, go learn about a career. Don't say your boss is mean to you, your colleague is unfair and selfish, and don't say all that. You know what I mean? So I reckon they're only 8 hours a day. 6 actually. Ask people what they do with 6 hours of their lives every day. We choose together 1 hour 45 minutes. I was late by 4 minutes. Time is very precious. Time that you commit to the person is even more precious. So you are teachers in the school, you're committing your time and your life to these children. Make sure they know it, okay? They don't take you for granted. That's what gratitude is. Make sure everybody in your lives know it as well. Not in a demanding way, you know? But I do that. Because if you're committing your life to the other person, right, Snaida?
Yeah.
What is the point if the other person takes you for granted? What's the point? Tell me. Is there any peace? Is there any friendship? All relationships start like that, you know. I'm a real relationship guru, you know. You know, all these people cry and have breakups and what. I'm like, what's your basis of the relationship? If the person sucks, and just walk. The person's not going to change. You can hope that the person can change. The person's not going to change. The person doesn't love you. The person doesn't love you. The person can't love you. You have to accept that. You got to move on, right? In life, we have all these different things, right? So being a healthy, strong person, right, requires a lot of strength of acceptance, and then you don't go into bitterness. I guess that's what I was saying. You don't accept and then be bitter. You accept with the understanding, and you continue to sweeten. So I actually have one more level than peace. I like sweetening. I'm like, oh, how can I live my personal life being sucky, right? So that's why I choose to be at the point of joy, you know. Maybe that's where I've come to, like, okay, we got all this, but if I am living 1 minute of my life, right, whether it's with the wildflowers or whether it's Suleiman or whoever, or, you know, I prefer it to be joyful because I'm living my life. It's my choice of my life. So maybe my answer is joy. Live joy. A choice to live joy. Okay, one more round, final answer. 2 minutes left. What is your choice to live your 1 second of your life? How come you are thinking so long to think about that? You're living now already, you know? Huh? Okay, one round, one word.
Talking out the burning issue.
Huh?
You talk out you talk out the burning issue with the person who you trust, so you can be free.
Oh, be free. Wow. Burden. Release your burden. Be free.
Yeah.
Wow. Powerful, huh? You release your burden. So every second of your life, you have no burden. I mean, the responsibilities are there, but it's not heavy. Huh? Only you yourself can do it. Okay, Snaida, one word from you, Snaida. Tasha, maybe Tasha first. Tasha first. Give you some time to think. One word, Tasha. After 2 hours.
Happiness.
Happiness. Look, she's happy. Yeah. How about you, Snaida? What is your choice for your life? Huh?
Accepting.
Accepting. She's a stoic one. She's a stoic one. You are like a elder already, you know. I see you. Next time you will be like, wow. Rattling everyone along the way, scrubbing their ears. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for today. Yeah. We will load this up. So at the next month, we will see what is the progress, okay, for everybody. So this for me, I think is good. It's Justin just texted me, then he said he's sorry he can't make it, you know. Then some of them feel bad they can't make it. I say we just carry on. Let's just see where it goes. Okay. But for me, it becomes clarified for me why there is Bilberries Blue Youth Stewardship Program. It's important. And I think we are making changes. We may not know it, but that's what it is. Little drop of water makes an ocean, right? All right, guys. Take care. Oh, picture. Wait, how come this is... Now I've got lots of people hounding me. This is going to be terrible. It's actually quite a terrible day for me today. It's topsy-turvy. I finally got... See my hair, it's like... Okay, everybody. Wow. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a good month. Okay. Live well. Yeah.